Ladies and gentlemen, your captain has advised we are now ready for pushback. Please have your seatbelts securely fastened, and thanks for flying with Quasi Guru. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Quasi Guru Air. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain has now advised that we are cleared for takeoff. Please keep your seatbelts fastened. Welcome aboard the Quasi Guru channel. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Quasi Guru Twitch channel. Glad to have you all joined in today. Hopefully your days are going fantastic. Today folks, we are in a Ryanair flight 669 flying from Curaçao to Princess Juliana. So hopefully we give the passengers a nice warm welcoming experience with the butter that we're not going to give, at least landing at Princess Juliana. But welcome back everybody. Dual and Fixity, hello, how are you doing? James Martin, hello. You know, honestly, I know the delivery might be cursed, but you know what though, we're gonna make it work today. Hopefully everything turns out well. Robbie the Commie, hello. We've also got H2 Olympian in here. Hello everyone, hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your days. Hopefully everything's going well for you. Get some music going back in here really quick. Folks, I've decided today to go ahead and do a stream. It's been quite a week for me. I'm still not done yet even, and I was hoping to have my bills completely paid before Monday was up, but it looks like I'm going to have to work one more day. Just for perspective, folks, I do gig work. And, of course, with it being a very much so an American holiday this week, it's been slow. It's been desperately slow. In fact, today I think I made $70 in about 10 hours, if that gives you any idea. So it's been crap. It's been crap the last week entirely, and I'm really hoping it picks up tomorrow. If not Tuesday, hopefully it'll start to pick up. I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and let's get in the airplane here, though. Let's go ahead and get everything going here. Battery Master is coming to the on position. Get the nice little wiggle from the airplane there as we bring her online. And let's go ahead and at this point we'll connect ground power cart. That way we can go and get everything else going here. AC power is on. There's our ground power truck, so we're good there. Your Emerson's broken. Emerson? What Emerson? James Martin. Tell me more. Tell me more. Please tell me more. All right, folks, let's go ahead and just work on the airplane here for a minute. Let's get everything set up. Let's turn on our nav lights really quick. Nav lights are coming on, and we'll head down here. Let's work on our FMS here. All right, so we're at Caraco, which is TNCC, and we're going to be flying over to TNCM today. So let's go ahead and get the airport punched in, grab the GNSS 1 position, slap that into the set position, flight plan TNCC to TNCM. So let's go ahead and get this punched in really quick here too. Tell you what, I'm glad to be back to streaming though. I mean, it may not look like it because I've just had a heck of a week, but I'm glad to at least be back and doing something. So, all right, 669 for the flight number. Departure arrival, let's see here really quick. I think on this one, let me go and grab the route here, folks. Sim Toolkit Pro should be running in the background, but I don't think I got a response that time. Let me just make sure Sim Toolkit Pro is really actually responding. Maybe my bot account's not happy. Maybe it needs another OAuth token from my bot account. Let me check here really quick. Looks like it's connected to the Sim though. I think it is. Yeah, it's connected to the Sim. Let's go and take a look at my bot account really quick. Make sure I don't need to update that really quick. It's probably my bot account acting up. Give me 1 second here, folks, while I fix this. Shouldn't take very long. Just need to log out of my normal Twitch account, log into my bot account, go ahead and grab a new OAuth token, and everything should in fact be working again, but hopefully everyone's day is going well. How is everybody doing right now anyway? How is everybody doing? I know, like I said, it's been a week for me, and I'll tell you, like I said, hopefully the week ends up being better than the way it basically started, at least for me. Sogan Akami, hello, my friend. Hopefully you're doing fine. Welcome back. Hopefully everything's going well for you, and I'm about to grab a new OAuth token here for my bot account. Let's see here really quick while I'm working here, folks. I'm very sorry. I didn't realize my bot account token probably changed on me. It does happen occasionally, though. Let's go and take a look at Sim Toolkit Pro, make sure I got it working 100% here. We should be able to get it active again. Right, enable, and let me go ahead and just uncheck, connect to Sim, reconnect to Sim. Hopefully it comes online this time here. Let's take a look here really quick. Yeah, hello, Luke. How you doing, my friend? Hopefully everything's going well for you. There we go. All right, folks, if you'd like to join in, feel free to join in on this flight today. I do have multiplayer turned on, USA East, all players. Feel free to join in on the flight. I'd love to have you. It's a pretty short flight. It's not too long today. Today's flight time, we're looking at about an hour and 17 minutes. That'd be going up to flight level 370. I'm actually going to go ahead and file this on VATSIM really quick here to get this knocked out of the way. Let's go ahead and head over here, get this taken care of, and we should be rocking out here in a minute here, folks. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and file for 31,000 feet instead of 37. I don't need to go that high for that, for this length of flight. That's kind of ridiculous. All right, there we go. So I'm officially filed here as Ryanair Flight 669er from Caraco over to Princess Juliana. So once again, folks, hopefully you're in it to win it here, and we should have a fun flight here. Let's go and just take a look at everything, get the airplane completely configured, get her ready to go, and we will be out of here, as we would like to call it, right? So, oh yeah, folks, check this out. You ready for this? So recently Navigraph just added, they recently just added this really cool tool for Flight Sim, and it's actually built into the toolbar in the simulator. So if you do have Navigraph, go grab the latest version of the Beta Broadcaster See, Joel and Vixie, you got me really messed up here, telling me I got the perfect broadcaster voice. But I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. But yeah, folks, if I were you, though, go take a look at the new Navigraph beta software for Flight Sim 2020. It has the ability, after you install it and you sign in, to install the toolbar link. So it makes it a little bit easier to look at your charts and stuff. So far, I just started using it, so I'm trying to figure it out because it's a little bit less how should I say it? There's a little bit less to it than what I would like to see. Let's see here really quick. So let's look at the SID here really quick. See, this is saying I'm on the Scapa 1 RNAV. Is that the Scapa 1? Hold on a second here. I know why it's not giving me the charts, because it's one of these like really big, like complicated ones where when you look at the chart, you got to look for the right departure chart. So Aruba. Let's go to Mipu, see if this is it. Where's Scapa at? Where's Scapa? Scapa. Don't see Scapa yet. Let's look at the RNAV departure, runway 11. That's probably what it is. Mipu, Scapa. Okay, yeah, so it's right here. This is the actual chart we should be looking at. I know, folks, this one's probably a lot smaller than what you're used to, at least. But like I said, I'm giving this a shot, though. I'm trying out the newest Navigraph chart integration for Flight Sim 2020, and it's kind of nice to at least have it available in a tab. I don't know if I blow it up if it'll actually... Yeah, it won't show here in my... it won't actually show where I need it to, but I'll keep it in here for now, just so everyone can see what we're working with here. Let's see here really quick. So let's go ahead and pull up this departure chart again, just so we can make sure we got it down at least right. Let's see here really quick. SID, RNAV, runway 11 departure, and let's go and zoom in here really quick. So it looks like, folks, let's see here really quick if there's any other restrictions here. Transition altitudes at 2,500 feet. All right. Let's see here. Advise ATC if unable to climb to at least flight level 110 at Mipu. So yeah, basically it's mainly a real quick turnout here from the airport direct to Mipu, and then we'll be going direct Scapa. Doesn't look like there's any real... Let's see here. Runway 11, hazard beacon 140, north 12, 10, 55, 10, west 68, 56, 03, 25. Okay, so realistically, there's really no restriction here that we need to worry about, just besides getting the airplane up in the air and flying. So let's go ahead and close out Navigraph charts right now. Let's go and get this set up, though, really quick. And that way we can get going here, right? So we got the Mipu 1K, I think it is. Let's just take a look here and make sure I got it right again. I think I had that right. I don't know, folks, but I'll tell you what, I'm at least back on getting ready here to fly, so I'm kind of excited about that. Scapa 1, Scapa. All right, let's see here really quick. So Scapa 1, Scapa. They have a Scapa 1? Oh, yeah, they do have a Scapa 1 departure. Nice. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier then. All right, folks, let's go ahead and do it. Sim Caesar. Whoa, folks, Sim Caesar just stopped by the Quasi-Guru Twitch channel. Sim, you're going to love this. I got a special shout-out for you. I think you'll appreciate it. If it'll play, give it a minute. Is it not going to play? Hold on a minute. What's up with my shout-outs here?
Working hard to bring to the screen our biggest release of the year.
There we go.
Hail Caesar is a prestige picture with one of the biggest stars in the world.
That's right. That's right, one of the biggest stars in the world, folks. Sim Caesar, if you don't know him, go check out his channel. Amazing streamer, folks. I'm pretty sure you all know him, because if you're in the flight sim community, probably one of the best streamers you can actually go watch is Sim Caesar. Amazing streamer, folks. Absolutely incredible. He does air races every Sunday as well. So it's always kind of exciting to have people join in with us. But tonight we're just doing a really quick flight. Gonna see how we get along here with the airplane, especially since the updates they've done to it. So I'm kind of excited to see what we can get out of it at least. Let's go ahead and just get the rest of the transitions punched in here, folks, and we will get the heck out of this airport and get to flying. So let's go ahead and do our arrival here into our favorite airport in the world, Princess Juliana. Folks, I'm not saying that just to say it. I'm being honest. I really do love Princess Juliana. And if you don't like Princess Juliana, honestly, I think you got problems, and we should, get some things inspected here, because, folks, Princess Juliana is such a pretty airport, especially in FS 2020. As long as you got the add-in scenery, it's absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and get this done here really quick, folks. I'm going to jump back into my flight plan here. I need to go ahead and get the rest of the legs in her, because I thought that was actually a transition coming in, but it's not. So we'll go ahead and do the Avaki, and then we're going to go direct to runway 10 at Princess Juliana. Let's go ahead and head over here really quick to our arrival page. We're going to do the... I think we could probably go ahead and just do... I'm going to go and do the visual. Why not? Let's go and do runway 10 here. We'll just do vectors in here, and I'm going to drop down into the legs page. And let's get this partially cleaned up here. Take out the vector, take out the discontinuity. So Avaki direct runway then. All right, folks, everything looks good here. Let's go ahead and get the airplane ready to go here for takeoff. I hope you're all ready. this Sunday at the Sim Caesar channel. Gotta come to the air races, right, folks? Gotta love it. But Sim Caesar, welcome. Glad to have you on board today, my friend. And hopefully everything's been going well for you. All right, Captain is secure. Passengers on board. Let's go ahead and just chime our passenger signs here real quick. I'm going to get our APU started, get our air conditioning going, turn on our boost pumps. I'm just going through a really quick fire up of the airplane, seeing how everything's going to function with it here, because there has been a lot of changes here with the airplane, especially with the recent updates. The first update that they actually released this week broke people with single axis throttles. They ended up fixing it the next day. They released a new update for it and took care of the problem. So I'm actually really impressed with what Aerosoft has done with this airplane, because they have absolutely made some incredible strides here to actually make it more flyable, functional, and just more enjoyable. I mean, honestly, now, I have done some flying here and there during the week, so it hasn't been an exact, I haven't been able to fly at all. I just haven't been able to stream. That's basically all it's been, folks. All right, let's go ahead and get this punched in. The flight level 310 here for our cruise altitude. Go to our next page. Let's go ahead and grab our our window component and our ISA. Let's see here. So our ISA here is plus 10. Let's go and get that punched in here really quick. And we're going to head over to the wind component here, and that's going to be at plus 19. So let's go ahead and enter in P19 for this. And we'll copy this all the way down. There we go. That all looks good to me. And let's go over to the VNAV setup page now. After we click execute, take a look at this really quick. I'm going to do Mach 0.8 here for cruising speed. That'll be our planned cruising speed, and everything else looks good in here. Honestly, the airplane looks pretty well set up to go. I'm going to open up the legs page on this one, and we're going to go over to the right side here. We're going to enable VNAV on the right, and then on the left side, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this one on. Everything looks good here. APU is currently available. Looks like we are officially, folks, ready for pushback, so let's go ahead and get this thing going right? So let's do it. All right, I'm going to get pushback helper opened up here. I do know there is a new pushback tool that there's been quite a bit of stir about on the flight sim community, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. So again, I know you fly F-15s for a living, but I totally understand why it would be too slow for you. Absolutely. And actually, I'm kind of curious. Let me take a look at VPilot really quick. VPilot automatically does mode C now. Yes! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Aerosoft, for fixing that. I'm so glad to actually have VPilot automatically recognizing mode C now. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get the tug connected. Looks like I don't really have anything else here to deal with. We're going to open NavGraph charts here again in the little toolbar. Just take a look at the taxi chart, make sure that we know where we're going here. Let's open up the charts list, open up the taxi chart here. Airport info is one I should have opened. All right, so runway 11 is way over here, so we're going to go ahead and taxi. We're going to push back here to the left, and we'll taxi to runway 11 via Alpha. And then we'll be departing from 11 via Alpha over to TNCM. So once again, folks, really quick flight. Shouldn't last too long, but I was hoping to get something quick in tonight, at least to get some of the stress away from the week it has been. I'm telling you, it's been a crazy week for me. So let's go ahead and get this thing going here. Everything else looks good. All right, let's go ahead and get the pushback started then. Let's go ahead and turn off our wheel chocks, get those removed, and let's go ahead and make sure our parking brake's off. Officially, tug is connected, even though it's not visible here because I don't think they have any tugs here at this airport. But let's go ahead and get the spinny fans going. Right, spinny fan is officially starting up, and since this airplane does have FADEC, you can actually advance the throttles whenever you choose to do so. I learned that from a real-world CRJ pilot, guys. If you don't know him, Call Sign Heavy. Go take a look at Call Sign Heavy. Absolutely amazing streamer, folks. All of his streams, his proceeds go directly to, and I'll go ahead and let the SO give him the shout-out here.
For over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has helped bring hope to children and their families.
We're gonna push back way too far. We'll just stop. Push back there. Okay, Tug, you can go ahead and disconnect from us. Thanks for the service. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get this thing going, folks. Let's get back in the airplane here. Ryanair is ready for departure, basically. And, I should probably be making callbacks, right? Especially since we're at an airport. But I don't see anybody else here. So let's just assume that nobody saw me do that without making a call out at least. So let's go ahead and do it then, folks. All right. Yeah, exactly. Trim that lawn before departure. That's right. And I could probably pull that off with these engines here. All right, let's see here. Both engines are coming up officially. Left engine's going to come up here. We're going to get that one started. Bacon lights on. Logo lights on. Hydraulics are coming on. Landing light, wheel nose light, and the taxi lights are coming on. Everything else looks pretty good here. And the flight attendant's giving a quick safety briefing, so everything should be good here. Let's get on our windshield heats and our probes. Probes are good to go. Everything looks good on my end here, folks. We'll turn off the dome light, turn on the standby compass light, and everything else should be good to go here for departure. I think we're all good to go. Just waiting for the left spinny fan to come up completely, and we should be all good to go here. All right, let's go ahead and bump the yaw dampers to the on position. Check over our horizontal stab trim. That's all good and set. And we're just waiting for that left spinny fan to completely come up. But regardless, folks, I can start taxiing without that left spinny fan. So let's just get going. How about that? Let's do it. Let's do it. That's right. Trim that lawn before departure. Exactly. That's right. You know, but I honestly think we would have to charge for the for the airport for the service. Exactly. All right, folks. Here we go. Left spinny fan is officially up. Let's go ahead and pull back the APU then. APU's coming down. All right, APU's coming down. All righty. Here we go, folks. Let's go ahead and make a quick call out here. Caraco traffic, Ryanair 669er, type CRJ 700, be taxiing to runway 11 via Alpha Caraco. All right, folks, let's go ahead and do it then. Parking brakes off, and here we go. Let's go ahead and start our taxi out. All right, here we go. I'm actually kind of excited about this. I'm just excited to be flying again for the week, at least on stream. I have definitely missed it, folks. I cannot tell you how much I miss streaming for the audience and having fun with people as well. Oh my gosh, and we've also got Emmy in here. Hello, Emmy, folks. If you haven't checked out Emmy, go take a look at her streams. She does currently VATSIM, but she's been doing it lately for San Francisco Ground, so that's always kind of cool. Go take a look at Emmy. There we go. All right, here we go, taxiing on out here. Clear to the right, clear to the left. All right, everything looks good so far. Go ahead and just get this taxi on out completed here. We should be able to go ahead and depart. Once again, folks, the one positive thing I would say about this new update is that, you know, so far I haven't really noticed any problems, but I haven't taken her for a long enough flight yet either. So I figure an hour-long flight from Caraco to Princess Juliana should give us a pretty good idea how she's going to react and respond. Oh my gosh, Louie, hello, my friend. How are you doing? Hopefully everything's going well for you, friend. You know, I'm not doing too bad. It's just been a really long week for me, you know, with gig work and all being what it is. It's been very, very slow. You know, generally speaking, you know, it's not hard to, you know, make potentially, you know, $180 plus on a Sunday night or a Saturday night. And I'll just tell you this, today I made $50. So, not too excited about that. You're clear of bugs? Sweet, sweet. Well, hopefully I will be too here. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really noticed anything here with the CRJ since the update. But then again, I haven't taken her for a very long flight yet. So I'm kind of interested to see how she does on this flight here going over to Princess Juliana. But you know what, folks? It should be a good flight once again. Hopefully everyone's in it to win it with me for tonight, and hopefully this will turn out really good. No more CTD. Oh, you had some crash to desktops that were due to freeware, huh? Don't tell me. Don't tell me it was the Airbus, right? The Airbus was the problem, right? Please tell me it was the Airbus. I would have some joy in hearing that in a way. All right, folks, here we go. We're taxiing on out here. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my chart here, my legs page, just to make sure that everything is showing good on there, because it looks like I've got a random discontinuity showing up here. It's really weird because I should be showing TNCM. It may be because of the way the runway... It may be because of the approach I selected, because I just did visual for the runway, so we'll find out here in a minute what's going on. I think it should be fine, though. I really do, so we'll just see what happens here. Welcome back, Dave Rendon. How are you doing, my friend? Hopefully everything's going well for you. I've had a really busy week of basically not being able to make money and all this other stuff. But let's do this really quick, folks. If you haven't taken a look at Dave Rendon's channel, you got to go look at Dave Rendon too, folks. Absolutely amazing. Get ready for this shout out, folks. You're going to absolutely love it here. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. That's right, folks. Go take a look at our good friend Dave Redden. Folks, he recently got his private pilot's license, and I'm going to say recently until the day I die. But folks, absolutely impressed and so proud of Dave Redden, our good friend. He's done some absolutely amazing work, folks, in order to get that private pilot's license, and I can't tell you how much work that had to be, and I know it was a heck of a weight for him to carry for so long, but you know what, Dave, you finally did it. I'm extremely proud of you. Great job. And you know what, folks, I'm forgetting to give some other people some shout outs here too. H2 Olympian first stopped by the channel, so let's go ahead and give him a shout out as well. He does streaming of some older like Nintendo 64 games and stuff. Lots of Mario Kart, folks. If you enjoy some old retro games, go take a look at our friend H2 Olympian. There we go. Here we go. Taxing on out here to 1-1, and we'll be departing here shortly, folks. Wasn't Impulse. A lot of drama in that company. What are we talking about here? What am I missing here, Dave? Well, Sogan, what am I missing here? I must be missing something here in the chat I did not see. Totally apologize for that, folks, but let's go ahead and get this this whirly bird in the air, right? I know it's not a helicopter, folks, but forgive me. We'll call it a helicopter, okay? It's a Ryanair, so you know we're not expecting anything below a 200 today, right? For landing, right? I hope you're not, because I don't know how I'm gonna do. All right, folks. Looks like we're clear to the left, clear to the right. I'm gonna make a quick call out here to our peeps. Just take another quick look, left, right. You know, I'm telling you what though, the scenery looks absolutely brilliant on this latest sim update too. I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. I'm really glad they've actually done pretty well with this. Let's go and get all of our lights on here. Taxi lights off, wing inspection lights on. Everything looks good. Let's go and get some lights turned up here in the cabin as well, because we are starting to dim a little bit outside, because I did want to go ahead and take off into the sunset. Or get close to the sunset at least. So we're going to get some lights turned up here really quick just to make sure everything else looks good here in the airplane before we depart. Folks, can someone do me a quick favor? Drop in a METAR here. For TNCC, exclamation mark METAR TNCC. Let's get that dropped into the chat so I can go ahead and just verify what I'm looking at here, at least for departure. It's showing KTNCC. Let's see here really quick. TNCC, let's see if we get one. Okay. We've got 27 degrees, altimeter's Q1015, so let's go ahead and do that really quick. Let's go ahead and actually do it this way, because I like to keep that default there like that. 1015 here for departure. All right, folks, we're dialed up here. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and make a quick call out then. Caraco traffic, Ryanair 669er, type CRJ 700. We'll be departing runway 11, Caraco. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air then, shall we? All right, here we go. Taxiing on out here with my favorite airplane here in the sim. And you know, folks, I'm really glad Aerosoft did not give up on this airplane. Like, for a minute, I felt like they were just going to stop supporting it. I really did. And I didn't want to feel that way, because I really like the airplane, but I was worried they were going to stop updating, and I'm glad they at least gave it another 2 updates, even though the one update was to mainly take care of some other problems. There are some issues with the CRJ, though. Don't get me wrong. One of them that I do know for sure is, since the update, on the CRJ 550, the United livery is now missing. So I'm sure they'll probably make a patch for that. I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but at least they should be able to do something here soon. I'm going to go and take a look at our radar here, make sure everything else is good. TCAS above, below. I'm going to go just to above for now. Do a real quick test on TCAS before I take off. This looks pretty good so far. All right, folks, takeoff configuration is okay. Let's go ahead and get this airplane ready to go here. Let's drop in a real quick toga. Let's drop in toga. Someone want to drop in toga with their channel points for me, please? Drop in a toga with your channel points, folks. Come on. All right, let's go ahead and act like we got clearance for takeoff as well. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Let's do it.
Winds 230 at 8.
Here we go, toga. Power set. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Oh wow, we are starting to pick up speed like crazy. And we got V1. Rotate. Don't you love that? When you're taking off from the threshold and you're actually able to take off before the runway. Yeah, that's one of those things I really enjoy, folks. All right, here we go. Positive rate, gears coming up. All right, folks. Climb out's looking pretty good here. We're going to go and set speed mode right now, and we're going to go and set nav mode. And here we go. Autopilot's engaged. Airplane has control of itself. Let's go ahead and start bringing up the flaps. Flaps 8. So far, so good, folks. Let's go ahead and pull her back to climb detent for throttle. So far, we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and bump our speed up to 250 for the climb out, because we are obviously getting up there pretty fast now. Come on, baby, come on. I hate bumping stuff with my mouse, folks. That's probably my biggest pet peeve when flying on a flight sim, is bumping things with your mouse. But, you know, it does happen. It does happen. Here we go. All right, this looks pretty good so far. All right, folks, let's go ahead and make a call out here. Caraco traffic, Ryanair 669er, type CRJ 700, clear runway 11, direct Olito, Caraco. All right, folks, here we go. Here we go. Everything's looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and start bringing up some more flaps out of this. Flaps are looking good. Put it back in the climb detent, and we should be climbing on out here. So hopefully everyone's doing well, though. Have an afterburner sound effect for the giggles. Absolutely. That'd actually be kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. That'd be pretty awesome. Loving it, Sogan. Loving it. All right, folks, here we go. We're starting our left turn out here to Amipu, and then we'll be direct Scapa, and then we'll basically be flying almost practically, in a sense, direct to the airport per se. But yeah, folks, we're just climbing on out here, getting a good climb going. Everything looks good here. The biggest thing that we have to remember is here, at Amipu, we need to be above 11,000 feet. So we've got to really push through here really quick. All right, let's go and make another call out here to Caraco. Caraco traffic, Ryanair 669er, type CRJ 700, climbing through 6,000, flight level 670. Flight level 670 for flight level 310. All right, folks, here we go. Yeah, absolutely some afterburners. Let's get some afterburners for the CRJ. How about it? Absolutely. Afterburners for the CRJ would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? More time with your precious Viper. Absolutely. Here we go. All right, well, she's climbing. She's doing pretty well. Let's see if we can get up there. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem hitting 11,000 before Amipu, at least. It looks like we're actually really pulling through it here, folks. Really pulling through it. Let's go ahead and zero out our heading really quick. Make sure that's all caught up. It says we're not going to be above Amipu at 11, but that's what the banana's showing. But it looks like we're going to be well above 11,000 feet at Amipu. Yeah, I don't know what the heck the simulator's thinking here, but I will say this right now already. So on this departure previously with the CRJ, it would always do this zigzagging coming out because it wasn't able to really like figure out how to hit the line right, and this time it didn't do it. So I know they said they addressed that in the update, folks, and it looks like they did. So I'm kind of impressed and excited. You know, it's looking pretty good so far. It really is. This is great. This is awesome, though. Plasma center nearby. Oh, you know, honestly, Sogan, you just gave me an idea. That's the way I can get the rest of my bills paid for tomorrow. I just want out tomorrow, but for the first, I could probably just go to a plasma center and donate. I was totally forgetting about that. Yeah, exactly. I was totally forgetting about that even being a thing, but you're right. Definitely a thing. Oh my gosh, actually, I just realized my altitude selector was dialed up to 31,000 feet. So it's saying shortly after Amipu will be at flight level 310 right now, so I'm okay with that. If this airplane wants to climb like that, let's climb, baby, let's climb. Look at that beautiful sun, though, folks, as we're making our way here. Absolutely gorgeous sunshine, though. And the beautiful Ryanair livery, too, of all things, right? Me flying a Ryanair CRJ 700. It's like me flying a Southwest CRJ 700, right? At least Sim Caesar, when he flew the 727 with the Southwest livery, he did it right, okay, folks? He did what he should have done. He hopped in the CRJ, he hopped in the 727, but that Southwest livery was actually realistic for that era because they actually had a few 727s on their fleet. So Like me hopping into a Southwest CRJ, completely unrealistic, but I obviously love that livery. I think it's one of the most beautiful of these, so. But yeah, this is looking really good right now, though. The Sim's performing brilliantly. I'm happy with that. The CRJ seems to be flying okay so far. Don't get me wrong. We'll see how it really turns out here in a little bit. But aside from that, though, folks, it seems to be going okay so far. It seems to be going okay. Oh my gosh, folks, It's a Dastros has shown up to the Quasi-Guru Twitch channel. Welcome, It's a Dastros. Hopefully your day is going well, my friend. Let's give you a quick shout out to, oh wait, I need to log back into my Twitch account. I'm not thinking here. Give me 1 second here, folks. Because I had to log into my bot account to update the OAuth token. So give me 1 second here. It's a Dastros. I'm going to give you a shout out here, my friend.
Qantas 12 at November after the single.
There we go, folks.
Continue via Bravo, caution, prop wash.
Folks, if you don't know that sound clip there, that is Kennedy Steve from JFK as a ground controller talking to a Qantas flight, a 747 cautioning prop wash from a Cessna. Folks, if you don't know It's a Dastros, go take a look at his channel, folks. He is currently a tower controller at Memphis. Sometimes he'll hop onto Jackson as well. But folks, absolutely incredible human being. Love going to his streams. Always have a good time when we're over there. So, hello, my friends. Though hopefully everything's going well for you. Oh, I'm what? Wait a second. Did you really get a ribs emote? You got a ribs emote? Oh my goodness. Hold on 1 second, folks. 1 second. He got a ribs emote. He got a freaking ribs emote. I want the ribs emote so bad. That is so freaking good, though. Okay, so folks, I gotta tell you a little story, okay? Little teaser here. So, It's a Dastros one day. He's doing this event called Barbecue and a Coke, okay? And I had absolutely no idea, and I kid you, I had no idea that controllers occasionally might say, your call sign, and then say, cleared for takeoff, runway, RNAV ribs. He said RNAV ribs, and I'm thinking, well, that's not the departure I'm on, right? Immediately that's what I thought. I legitimately thought that, and I'm going to go and pull this up for you really quick, folks, so you can see it here. Let's go and pull up Memphis, all right? Here in Navigraph, which, of course, this, like I said, is a new feature here from Navigraph for Flight Sim 2020. I'm going to pull up their charts here. We're going to look for this SID, all right? So it's called the BB King 7. Okay, we're going to pull BB King 7 here, so folks, so you can see it. All right, so if you look at the chart here, right, whole bunch of waypoints, right? But I was taking off that day from 18 right, okay? And taking off from 18 right, and all of a sudden he says, I think it was like Delta 669 or something like that, though. Delta 669 are cleared for takeoff, runway 18 right, RNAV ribs. And I almost said something to him, but I was like, wait a second. Well, I actually pulled up my chart, and I noticed the first waypoint was ribs, right? But, of course, the departure is called, the departure is called the BB King 7. So I was so confused when I heard that. I was just like, what the heck is he talking about, right? Like, I had no freaking clue that's what was going on, but that's what really happened, so... But yeah, I'm definitely loving that, though. Yeah, well, and Louis, so I've been doing some work on it, okay? And part of the work that I've done is I ended up reinstalling Windows completely, which of course, means a new install of Flight Simulator. And I ended up converting over from Streamlabs OBS over to vanilla OBS, and honestly, I could not be happier that I did that. So far, everything seems to be performing really well. The sim's actually doing great. I would say the performance on the sim has been absolutely astounding at this point. It's just amazing to see the performance I've gotten now from the sim. But folks, look at this beautiful scenery, though, here off to our left here on our wing. We have the sun in the background with some beautiful clouds. We have the Ryanair there on the wingtip for the CRJ 700. And I'm just excited to be flying right now. This is kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. Definitely kind of excited to be flying right now. Oh my gosh, folks, I'll tell you what, it's been, like I said, a long week, but we're back up in the air, we're flying, we're having fun, and let's just see how this turns out, okay? Let's see how it turns out. Had Sim Caesar stop by earlier, which was pretty freaking amazing. I don't know if he's still here, but if you are, Sim, thank you so much for stopping by. I totally appreciate having you in here. But like I said, folks, it's just been a crazy night for me, at least. Crazy week to say the least. It's been so bizarre. Like, I feel like how slow things have been. Like, I'm just like, come on. I want to work. I actually want to work, and it's just not been turning out that way. But that's okay though. Let's go ahead and get some different music going on. Let's get something with a little bit more fun to it, right? Trying to find something good. Oh, here we go. That should be flight level 300 there. There we go. Flight level 300. Yep, and we're almost up to flight level 310, which is our cruising altitude. Oh my gosh, folks, this is absolutely incredible, though. I'm really enjoying how the stream is turning out right now. Like, this is running so much smoother than it's ever been, and I'm excited to see the performance of the stream and just see how everything's going here, folks. Right, here we go. We are up to our cruising altitude here at 31,000 feet, flight level 310. Let's go and clean up the rest of the airplane here. Landing lights are coming off. Taxi lights are off. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and just chime the cabin here. Let them know that they can go ahead and take their seatbelts off. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Ryanair Flight 669er nonstop from Curacao over to Princess Juliana. Hopefully you're all here having a good time and we're enjoying the flight together. Once again, folks, I just want to thank you for joining me tonight. I know it was kind of a spur of the moment thing where I just started streaming. Didn't really even make any noise anywhere else besides on my Discord. I literally dropped something saying, everyone flying in the Caribbean right now, come join. And I'm glad you're all in here. Glad you're all in here with me. So, oh yeah, I don't think Mach 0.8 is going to be an issue right now. Look at this. We're just climbing here on speed. She is hauling butt, folks, and we've got a total of 56 minutes over to Dondi. In fact, I do want to check over the charts, though, just to make sure that I get the descent correct, because everything right now is showing me Dondi Avaki. Let me take a look at the chart here for... Ooh. Breathe. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look here at my charts, because I need to know when to descend, and I cannot honestly remember here, because I did not set a specific approach. So, we're going to do this a little bit different than we normally do. Let's open up the charts list for Princess Juliana, and let's go ahead and do our approach here for runway 10. Let's see, if we did the RNAV GNSS, I just want to see if this Avaki is in here. So Avaki needs to be at... This is the right approach. Okay, so that is good. Let's take a look at Avaki. So at Avaki, we need to be down to 2,600 feet. So realistically, that's the only waypoint we really need to focus on, because honestly, I'm going to go ahead and fly this in on the visual for runway 10. And because we do have the beautiful Princess Juliana scenery, everything should turn out pretty well. So let's see how this goes, right? Oh my gosh, I'm actually thinking we might overspeed here in a minute. That'd be the first time I've ever had the plane overspeed in this sim. Flying in level flight. That's actually kind of cool in a way. Maybe the performance of the CRJ is slightly up too. So you know what? I never had a problem with it climbing above 300, Louis. I've only had issues with it wanting to climb much higher than about 330. This week I have taken it up to... I did one day decide to take it up to its max cruising altitude, which was 41,000 feet. I did get it up there. Of course, it was with a level off at 37, I think, or a level off at 38. Sped up a little bit again and got her up to 41, and she did just fine. So I was pretty impressed with that. Don't get me wrong. You know, of course, that's still a lot, really dependent a lot on weight, right? So if you're too heavy, the airplane's probably not going to climb. So do keep that in mind, folks. If you're too heavy, she's not going to climb the way you're going to want her to. All right, folks. So Dondi TNCM, I just don't know why TNCM does not show a final destination. It must be something to do with the way runway 10's punched in. But either way, though, we just need to pay attention to, once again, 2,600 feet. That's really all we need to make sure we have down. So Avaki's in another 431 nautical miles. It'll be at 2355. So we've got about another, let's call it hour-ish before we start our descent. So with that being said, 2356 looks like to be an arrival there. So we're going to need 31,000 feet. Let's see here, folks, really quick. Need to be down to 2,600 feet. We need to lose at that point how many thousand feet of altitude? Let's think about this really quick. So we need to lose, let's call it 3,000 instead. 3,100, no, 3,000. Let's call it 27,000 feet. 28,000 feet. So we need to lose 28,000 feet. And let's say we do that at a rate of 2,000 feet a minute. That means we would need approximately 14 minutes to get down. So, and that's if we do it last minute. So we should be totally okay here. So folks, everything looks good so far. But like I said, I didn't really punch an approach because I figured clouds, it's a visual sort of landing type of day. So we're going to treat it as visual as we descend. And everything should be good here. Honestly, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the sim performance right now, though. Sim Update 4 and the newest CRJ update, which I think is now 104 something or other. In fact, let me verify exactly what it is. I do know how to do that. Because even if when you have the Flight Sim edition of it, it's a little bit different in order to actually look up your version number. But I do know how to look it up. So let me go and pull this up here really quick. Open up my product config here. Notepad. Here we go. All right, folks, I'm just looking at the CRJ Sim version. We're at version 1040 officially from Aerosoft, so it's actually pretty freaking cool. I'm just glad, they did 2 updates in a week just to try to deal with some things. And folks, let me do this really quick here so you can actually see some of the things that they've changed here on the sim. And that way you guys can be kind of more interested in it here. Really quick, let me go ahead and see if I can get this to load up here really quick. Let me turn on my display here really quick. Wrong one. Let's turn this one off. Here we go. Come on, secondary display. Oh, I probably need to recode that one, I bet. Come on. Aren't you popping up yet? Say hello, screen. Say hello. There we go. Okay, folks, here you go. Take a look at this. So here's all the updates here officially between all the version numbers that have changed over time here. So there was the initial version 1.0 release, then there was the 1001 update 1, 102 update 2, and then we have the 1040 update 3. Now, there's a lot of things that have officially changed here in the simulator, so let's go ahead and take a look at these really quick. So, update 2, which is the one that just came out the beginning of this week. I think it was like maybe Wednesday of this week I think it came out, and then Thursday the update fixing the single throttle axis issue came out, which was kind of cool. Aerosoft recognized the issue right away, and in fact Matthias addressed it, and so did Hans Hartman, which is actually the coder for the Aerosoft CRJ. But folks, here you go. So change ETA calculation based on current UTC time instead of ATD, fixed nav frequencies on McDo radio showing 00 after localizer tune, fixed couple VNAV, not initiating descent. Now folks, remember this. Couple VNAV is a feature in the CRJ you can enable with something Aerosoft added to the airplane so that you could have VNAV. So if you wanted to do that, folks, you come over here to the options panel on your EFB, you go to next page, and then over here you have couple VNAV available. Actually, let me pop over to that screen so you can actually see that. I do apologize you do not see it right now. But folks, here you go. So you go over to the options page, go over to next page, and then you drop down here to couple VNAV available. You turn that on, and literally right over here, you see it below the VS button, how we have no VNAV button. If I go ahead and bump this switch, and I come back over, all of a sudden we have a VNAV button. So you do have the ability to use coupled VNAV, but because the airplane really doesn't have it in real life, I don't really fly with it. So there's that. Oh yeah, Dave Rundon. So I went from Streamlabs OBS over to regular vanilla OBS, and honestly, I'm glad I have it. The last update, Louis, I think was Thursday or Friday. I can't remember honestly, but honestly, it just addressed the people with a single axis throttle. So if you didn't have a single axis throttle, you weren't having to worry about anything. Exactly. I think vanilla OBS really is the best one, because here's the thing. Right now, my CP utilization from OBS is at 1.9%. Okay, on Streamlabs OBS, it would use 11 to 17% when I was barely doing anything. Okay. Now the problem with that is I have a Core i7 7700K flying on Flight Sim 2020, and I know you're thinking, oh, it's not that bad, Quasi Guru, but here's the issue here, and I want to point this out. Okay, so The issue with Flight Sim 2020 is it's actually optimized for more than 4 cores. So, having a 4-core processor, I really need all the processing power I can get from it to do other things, like deal with the simulator, right? So with that being said, what I ended up doing is, I ended up saying, you know what, I'm going to try out vanilla OBS. I found out there's an easy way to convert all your scenes over, and so I was able to re-import everything, bring it back in, and what I did is I exported it manually after I brought everything in, saved it as a separate file, reinstalled Windows, got OBS Vanilla installed, reinstalled the simulator, did everything else I need to do, you know, the multitude of things you got to do to get a simulator setup going on, especially for Microsoft Flight Sim, and when you're a streamer, you know, a lot of work have to be done there. But doing all of that, though, has made the stream performance so much smoother, and my FPS is not dipping like it used to. Whiskey Drinker, hello my friend, how are you doing? Hopefully everything's going well for you. We're currently flying from Caraco over to Princess Juliana. Glad to have you on board. We're at flight level 310 right now here in the Ryanair 669er on a CRJ 700, folks. So once again, I would not expect by any means that we're planning on doing anything like a butter landing, right? We probably don't want to let Ryanair's name live up to a butter landing, right? But we'll see what happens, folks. If you want to, feel free to drop your predictions into the chat before we land. That way, you know, we can see how we do here on the landing. But so far, though, I'm kind of excited to be doing this flight. Like I said, it's been a long freaking week for me between work and everything else I've been doing, and I'm just glad to finally be able to relax, chill out some, fly an airplane, and just enjoy spending time with the rest of you. So yeah, absolutely. So Dave, what I ended up doing is and I can walk you through it. Honestly, here's the thing. OBS Vanilla does not look that good. Okay, that's the truth. OBS Vanilla is not the most appeasing thing to look at, right? But here's the thing, though. It's brought down so much of my CPU resources, and like I said, you know, you would think 2% to 11 to 17% shouldn't be a big deal, but when you're flying on Flight Sim 2020, I can assure you it's a big deal, especially when you got an older processor. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, all of my encoding for my streams is actually done through my GPU because I have a 1080 Ti, so I do NVENC encoding. I can't do new NVENC because I don't have a 1660 Super, or I don't have the 20 series, right, or the 30 series, which, let's be honest, folks, I want to get a new graphics card just as bad as I want to do anything else, but graphics cards right now really aren't available. So it's one of those things where you're constantly kind of jumping around saying to yourself, oh, well, maybe tomorrow I'll be able to get a graphics card. But realistically, the folks, I haven't seen a graphics card going for retail price in so long, and when they do show up to stores like Micro Center, it's like, oh, well, you know, cool, and then, you know, they sell out right away. So I use Sogan, I use my GPU for encoding. I use NVENC encoding for my GPU, okay? And so new NVENC can be used, standard NVENC can be used on the 1080 Ti and any of the other 10 series cards, right? But if you want to use new NVENC, or NVENC new I should call it, you really need to have a 2000 series, 3000 series, or I think it's GTX 1660. Those are the cards that actually have the ability to actually do it. The problem is with NVENC new on my card is it draws too much on its resources. And it doesn't make for a very smooth experience. So I've learned over time that the best thing I can do, at least for my stream, and to make the simulator experience that much more enjoyable, is actually just running basic NVENC, right? So that's what I do for now. But folks, let's go ahead and head back out here to the wing here, enjoy the beautiful view here. Going across the sun here. This looks so beautiful right now, doesn't it? Whew. Tell you what. Oh, look at that beautiful airplane, folks. Absolutely gorgeous. So freaking beautiful. I love it. So beautiful. I love this airplane, though. Exactly, yeah, and that's, well, no, so NVENC is basically its own encoding type. It's not even H.264, so H.264, H.265 belong to CPU, okay, rendering, so it's all software. Oh, yeah, those engines on this airplane are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? They sound so good. And plus, like I said, they've been doing so much work here on the CRJ, folks. I mean, just the updates that they've done have been absolutely incredible. And plus, it's added a function to allow 180-degree turns into a given direction, and just fix the route zigzagging, the bearing pointers, the missing sit-in route transitions at end of list, added support for hardware flaps axis, spoiler axis, fixed altitude mode switching to altitude cap instead of pitch, added the iCal entries to the aircraft config, which is good, because those iCal entries actually help, especially with model matching, when you're like on VATS. I'm just throwing that out there. The CRJ 550 model has also been updated with custom glide slope hold, landing and takeoff behavior improvements in flight model, fixed arc and radius to fix drawing routines, folks. There are so many updates to be listed here on this update that it's absolutely incredible what they've done with it. She is just a beautiful airplane. She really is. She really is. I'm so glad that they've done all the work on this CRJ that they have, because like I said, I was so worried Aerosoft gave up on it and said we're done. I really thought they were done. Yeah, absolutely, Whiskey Drinker. If you would like a drink, we can go ahead and have our flight attendant go ahead and serve you. Our flight attendant today is Dave Rendon. So Dave Rendon, can you go ahead and get Whiskey Drinker a whiskey there, my friend? We need a whiskey for the Whiskey Drinker. Exactly, yeah, and NVIG does refer to the physical chip dedicated strictly to encoding, but I don't believe it's H.264, though, if I remember correctly. I actually got to look it up here really quick. I'm trying to think what the heck it actually uses here for encoding. Let's see here really quick. What was it that they used? Because H.264 and 265 are generally CPU encoding. I do know that for... is NVIC 264? Okay, yeah, I guess it would be. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I think CPU encoding is the ultimate if you have a separate machine to do the encoding. Okay, if you have a separate machine to do it, CPU encoding sometimes looks better. Okay? Honestly, I think the way of the future here is with most people streaming, you have a one PC setup, and you're doing everything on that one PC. I mean, there's a lot of people with separate setups, right? That you've got a streaming setup and a gaming machine. And don't get me wrong, that's brilliant if you have something like, you know, Windows crash or a blue screen on your gaming machine, right? Your stream does not go down. Your stream stays up because you got a separate machine doing everything. But I will say this, I guess the luck of the streaming gods has helped me out a lot. And for me at least, the luck of the streaming gods has made sure that I can actually fly with a single machine streaming, and most everything looks pretty good on this bird. So I'm just happy with the setup right now. I am. I'm hoping we'll summon Slayer T here in a minute, though. This is absolutely beautiful, though. This is beautiful, folks. I'm just loving it. This flight's turned out so well so far, and I'm just hoping it stays this way. I feel like the flight's longer than what it should be, though. Like, something's throwing me off here. Like, why does this flight feel longer? It may just because it's been a while since I've done it, right? But I'm curious what the beachgoers look like at night. Should we do a night landing here, folks, at Princess Juliana, or should we go ahead and bring back the daylight for the landing so we can really see those beachgoers waving us in? How about it? Let's go ahead and bring it back a little bit, I think. Let's go ahead and bring back the time to, let's say, 5... I'm going to say 5:20 or so, because that's going to give us a nice sunset then coming in again. Give us a sunset landing, which will be kind of cool, I think. Yeah, and you know, and I agree with you on that, Sogan. I really do, because honestly, there's so little difference, but if you got a separate machine to do the encoding, you might as well do CPU encoding, especially if you got enough threads and, you know, enough threads and cores to throw at it. I mean, you might as well just do it, because it just looks that much better, I think. But, you know, honestly, you know, to me, I haven't really noticed much of a difference, at least in the flight sim community, because I don't really think most of these flight sims actually have the ability to really show you what the benefit look would be between going between them, right? So, yeah, but this Ryanair flight, though, I can't believe I'm flying a Ryanair livery, folks. I forgot I even had this downloaded for the CRJ. And what happened is I actually changed over to using add-on linker instead. That way I can actually keep my community folder on a separate drive without moving the contents of the drive over to that drive. So I've been using Add-on Linker lately for all my add-ons. And so now Add-on Linker is managing just basically links over to my community folder for separate items, and that makes it so much easier because, folks, I did learn something. So it seems like when you've got 60 gigabytes worth of liveries, it does make Flight Simulator take longer to load. So I think my load time with all my liveries going was like at 5.5 minutes. Okay? But with only the liveries that I really like need, I feel like, and just the rest of my add-ons, I'm like at under 2 minutes on the fast startup version. So I'm kind of like, you know what, I might as well just leave it like that and just not deal with having a messed up setup per se of having all my liveries going at once, because realistically most of my liveries that I even have installed, it's mainly to model match other people. It's not because I'm flying them, because realistically I don't fly many different liveries. I mean, folks, I fly my CRJ with the candy red, well, the CJ4 with the candy red livery, right? And I love that livery, and I fly the CRJ. And the CRJ, I've been experimenting lately, right? I've been flying a lot of Southwest lately because I did find the livery for it. It's absolutely gorgeous. But at the same time, though, I love seeing new liveries for the airplane, just seeing what, FlightSim.to has to offer, right? But look at this, though, folks. Just beautiful. That water below us, the sun off to our side, and just absolutely gorgeous as we're flying here. Absolutely beautiful. All right, folks, well, I'll tell you what. I will be right back. I need to go get a drink, go get some water into me, some ice water, per se. And I will be right back, folks. Shouldn't take me longer than a couple 3 minutes or so. But I will be back. I'll see you here shortly. Okay, folks, I'm officially back. Just give me 1 second here to get the camera turned back on, get my headphones on, everything like that. Try to get all prettied up for the stream again. Here we go. We are back, folks. So gonna Kami, you know what? Listen, I get it's your jam, my friend, and I'll tell you what. My favorite jam is strawberry. Wait a second, are we zigzagging? I think we're zigzagging. Have we been zigzagging very long? Why are we zigzagging? Well, maybe it's not done with the zigzagging issue it had. Maybe it's my airspeed? Well, I'll tell you what, folks, this is normal for a Ryanair flight, so don't let it be alarming at least, right? Completely normal for a Ryanair flight. Is she going to stop zigzagging? I think she's done zigzagging. Hold on. No, 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 no. She's not. She's like, hold my beer, I got this. I'm going to go to heading mode really quick. I'm going to take over for a second here, see if it stops for a second. Okay, we're on heading mode officially. Let's see if she stops with the zigzagging. I can't believe this thing started zigzagging like she did. That is definitely old behavior that's not supposed to exist anymore. Supposedly that was supposed to be fixed, but I did read something on the forum. I thought it was just because somebody didn't update it yet, but obviously it's still an issue. Okay, I'm going back to nav mode now. Let's see if she tries to zigzag again. Oh, hold on. She may not be very happy. Let me go ahead and just take a look at her range here really quick. How far are we off from the line? We're not that far off. What the heck is this airplane doing? Whoa! Someone just dropped in the toga. I'm actually kind of confused with this. This was supposed to be fixed. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Got to play that toga, right? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just fly it via heading mode for a second, see if I can get it back. It's just bizarre it's doing this all of a sudden right now, but I'm going to fly it in heading mode for a minute. Just so she can level herself out, because I don't know what the heck she's doing. Has she lost her mind? I think she has. Let's see here. Mind's a wonderful thing to lose, but you know what? Let's go ahead and just put her in heading mode. I'm going to bring her back on the line myself, because it looks like it got like a quarter mile off the line. We'll just bring it back. It should stop rocking when I get it into heading mode here and just get it back on the line. I'm pretty sure this should have taken care of the issue if it didn't, but I'm almost sure. I'm gonna go back to nav mode really quick and see if it recovers. Could be my airspeed. I might be going too fast right now for this airplane to want to fly itself on autopilot. I don't know why though. We're only at Mach 0.83. I mean, it's slow, you know, according to Sogan, right? So, well, we're back in LNAV. It looks like it's fine now. Really bizarre behavior, though. I'll tell you what. All right, Avaki, 240 nautical miles, 30 minutes out. So we need to start descending at what was it? I think 14 minutes. Could probably do less than that since we're gonna go down at 2,000 feet a minute. So I'm probably gonna do it at like 12 minutes or so. We should be good to go down, though, then. Yeah, so actually, it looks like it recovered after I put it in heading mode just to bring it back on the line. It could have been that it was too much of a steep turn. I don't know exactly what caused it, folks, but I'm definitely going to report to Aerosoft myself, too. Because supposedly it was something they fixed, but obviously it's not fixed yet, so... Alright, here we go. Yeah, otherwise it's doing okay. The plane's doing fine, right? So we're done with the rocking. You know, I mean, welcome to the Ryanair rock, right? We good? We good, airplane? We gonna hold the heading, or are we not gonna do it? I don't know. There we go, back in the airplane here off the right wing. Ah, yes, and I almost forgot to load it, folks. I'm glad I just thought about it, but I need to go and get your flight recorder loaded up so we can actually replay the landing, which will be kind of cool, right? We definitely want to see that. Everyone wants to see the landing, right? Everyone always wants to see the landing. All right, here we go. We got it up, and I'll probably just start recording the flight right now. Might as well. That way we don't miss anything, right? But look at this, though. Just, oh... so good. So good. The CRJ is so good. That Ryanair livery there, folks. Heck yeah. Absolutely. Well, you know what? And I understand that it's Dastros. I mean, it's kind of imperative to play the toga, right? You gotta play the toga. And you know what? If I do a go-around, we have to toga too, right? So, I mean, we may have to do it. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Ryanair CRJ, folks. Telling you, it's a bunch of fun. Every time you hit the toga of the CRJ, you hear that music. Love it. Absolutely love it. Adastros, love it, love it, love it. Oh man, I'm loving this flight though so far. It's been pretty good besides, you know, the zigzagging it started doing. But you know what? Who cares at this point? I don't really care. I just want to fly my airplane and be happy. And this is so much better than work's been all freaking week. Just work's been crazy, I'm telling you. It's like no work at all, and I'm like, come on, come on. I know we can do it, but you know what? At least I did get one order tonight right before I shut down. So, like, a friend of mine called me up and was like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's go get some food. And he's like, I'm thinking Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like, yeah, let's go get some B-dubs. So we go over to B-dubs, we get some food, and I turn my app on towards the end of, when we're just hanging out, and just basically bill's been paid for, we're ready to go. I turn my app on, and I'm like, I'm going to take the long way home just in case I get another Uber Eats order or something. And I finally got one more for the night. So I was kind of happy to get that. It wasn't for too much. I think it was like $14 and some odd cents, but just a really quick, Baskin Robbins order. And I was like, yeah, okay, go pick up some ice cream, go deliver it. Not a big deal. Everything's, yeah. And you know what? So Sogan, my favorite wings at B-dubs are Parmesan garlic, which I absolutely love, the Asian Zing, and the, mango habanero. But mango habanero and I actually have this really weird relationship, okay? Sometimes that shit is way too hot, and tonight, they just hammered on the sauce. Oh, no, you didn't get your pancakes, Dave. We got to get you your pancakes, my friend. Absolutely. Dave, I'm telling you, you know what? I'm going to have to step out of the flight deck for a minute so I can go get our flight attendant, Dave, running some pancakes out of the pantry there. I have them locked up in a special area for him because we had an incident once, folks, on one of our flights. Dave was on it, and he was a flight attendant, and he ate all of the pancakes aboard the airplane. So I actually had to do myself a favor. I had to lock him away so he couldn't find them because nobody else could eat any pancakes. He just went crazy for him. He started eating all of the pancakes that were on board the airplane. I know, it was freaking insane. Yeah, and so again, I agree. Parmesan garlic is the best. You know what? I could slam down Parmesan garlic wings from Buffalo Wild Wings any day of the week. No problem at all. They're my favorite. They really are. They are my absolute favorite. Ooh, look at that beautiful airplane, folks. Whew. I'll tell you what. Bombardier really did a beautiful job on making a beautiful airplane. And I think, folks, this plane's been around since the 80s, right? 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Just freaking incredible, beautiful airplane. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, folks, we are about 24 minutes out from Avaki, and then we'll be landing very shortly here in Princess Juliana. I just want to thank everybody that's joined in with me tonight on the flight from Caraca over to Princess Juliana nonstop on Ryanair Flight 669 or on a CRJ 700. I want to thank you all for joining me and having a good time here on the flight. If you haven't yet, folks, drop an exclamation mark predicting the chat with our landing rate there coming into Princess Juliana. We should have some beachgoers waving us in as we come in for the landing, so I'm kind of excited about that. Let's see how this turns out. Hopefully everything's oh wait, jam and jalapeno. Wait a second. Do they have a new one? I think, have I tried it? I'm not sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can eat it truly. Yeah, and that's the thing. So Sogan, here's the problem. So tonight I asked for my usual Parmesan garlic, Asian Zing, and mango habanero. Now I generally specify to them, I only want 3 or 4 of the wings to be mango habanero. What do they end up doing? I get a little amount of Parmesan garlic, a little amount of Asian Zing, and a crap ton of mango habanero. And I looked at my friend at one point and I was like, Justin, he's like, what? I was like, I need you to eat one of these because I don't think I can finish this. And he's like, come on. And I was like, you have no idea. These are like way too freaking spicy tonight. And so I did finish my last one, but he did have one of them. Luckily, it was one of the bigger ones, so I didn't have to like writhe in pain the entire time. So I was grateful for that. So I didn't have to writhe in pain, so at least that turned out okay. All right, folks, we're almost here at Avaki for our descent. Be going down about 2,000 feet a minute here. We need to descend a total of, let's see, I think 27,000 feet, right? Actually 28,000 feet. So we need to go down 28,000 feet, so 2,000 feet a minute. 14 minutes it'll take us to get down there, and I'm thinking we'll probably start our descent at about 12 minutes out. Reason being is because your glide path profile, your glide path, can't speak, folks, can't speak. Your glide path profile to get down to where you're going. You have to understand, you're not going straight that entire time, so you're not covering straight line distance. You're going down at an angle So I think in about 12 minutes we should be right on Avaki at 2,600 feet, which will be our next point. So I'm going to go ahead and bug in 2,600 feet for altimeter. That way we can be set up here. And let's go ahead and get a METAR really quick for Princess Juliana TNCM. And we should be good because, like I said, folks, I'm going to do this as the visual approach here for runway 10, which is the beautiful part of the beach. You know, that's where everyone comes into land and we get really low and we try to buzz the beachgoers as we go by, right? So, all right, folks, 2,600 feet is bugged into the altimeter here, and we'll be descending here shortly. So, once again, folks, thank you guys so much for joining in. Hopefully you're having a good night. Everything's going well with you. And I'll tell you what, the music's been a little bit different lately. I've been trying out Pretzel Rocks, and so far I'm pretty impressed with the selection for DMCA free music, and I'm enjoying it. They also have a YouTube feature, which makes it more safe for YouTube when you upload your VODs and stuff, so you can always enable that if you want to. Personally, I've always filtered out my VODs, you know, on YouTube, so there's that. But you know what, though? I really do enjoy Pretzel Rocks so far. If you're looking for something DMCA free, take a look at Pretzel Rocks, folks. They are not a sponsor. They're just somebody that I've noticed and I've taken a liking to, and I'm kind of enjoying their products. So, all right, folks, we're almost there to Princess Juliana. We got about 20 minutes here to go, and we will be descending here shortly. So, if I did 1,500 feet a minute, that would be what? 10 minutes. 15,000 feet. We would need about 17 minutes for descent down to Avaki. I might go ahead and do that just so we get a slower descent profile. Let's actually do that then really quick. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make a quick call out here. Princess Juliana traffic. Ryanair 669er type CRJ 700. Vacating flight level 310. For 2,600 for Avaki for the runway 10 visual approach. All right, folks, let's go ahead and do it really quick here. VS, let's go down 1,500 feet a minute, and we'll keep the airspeed up pretty good here too, because at this point at 1,500 feet, I can actually keep the airspeed up a significant amount. Just got to back off the throttles a little bit here so that we don't overspeed on the descent. So far, so good, though. Actually, let me bug that in here really quick. Let's try to jump over to the legs page. I'm going to add 2,600 feet in for Avaki. That's going to actually throw it off a little bit, but... Oh, that did not work the way I wanted it to. Cancel mod. Oh, let's slow her down again. Pull back throttles a lot. Just get the speed off. Okay, here we go. Open up throttles a little bit here, and let's do slash 2,600 for Avaki. There we go. That looks good. Execute. All right, that's in there now officially. And then runway 10 is going to be at... I need to look up the altitude for that runway, because I did not do that prior. I should have done that prior, but that's okay. Then we'll make this work, though. We'll make it work out, folks. Let's see here. Open up the charts list for Princess Juliana. Let's go and just look over the airport taxi chart, and runway 10 elevations at 13 feet. So let's go ahead and just drop this down here. We'll do slash 13. That should go ahead and get it in there the way we need it. I did not like that. So let's say 100. Let's see if that complains about that when I bump it in. That'll work. Execute. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that worked. All right, so they're in there at least. As we're making our descent, I'll get some more speed back into the bird here, so we can get down on the ground a little bit sooner for everybody. And folks, let's go ahead and take a look for somebody to give a warm, heartful raid to for the end of the stream here, because we will be sending a raid somewhere here shortly, and hopefully we can find someone decent raid. Right now I see Fliggity on, Continuum's on, Starflies on, Arctic Turn's on. Let's see here, we've got I'm Hearsay's on too, streaming League of Legends. I'd like to keep the flights in though if we can, so you guys let me know who you want me to raid, and we'll go ahead and send them a nice juicy raid at the end of the stream here. Alright, let's go ahead and grab in that METAR here for TNCM as well. You know what, Sogan, if Amaranth starts doing flight sim content, maybe one day. Yeah, and I'm saying that right now, and it'll probably end up happening. Watch. Okay, so folks, QNH is 1019 here for Princess Juliana. I'm just going to watch our speed for a minute here while we're on our descent. Make sure we don't get too fast here. So far, everything looks pretty good, though. Aki at 2600. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with that, Emmy. Flaccid for you is a real-life friend of mine. Oh, cool. Good. Imagine her doing aviation. That'd be fun to watch because it'd actually require effort. Well, that might be the way she gets monetized again, right? For ads, I think, because I think her ad revenue got pulled from Twitch. Which is funny because I told a friend about that, and he's like, well, it's against Twitch's terms of service. I'm like, no, it's not. There's nothing in Twitch's terms of service that says hot tub streams are against terms of service, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, you know. I mean, if someone like, you know, well, I don't know. Let's say a flight simmer in the community did a hot tub stream. I don't know how it would go down, but you know what, though? I am definitely fully supportive of anyone that wants to do a hot tub stream in the flight sim community. I will come watch. I will definitely come watch, just for you. You have your hot tub order. I'm going to do a controlling stream in the hot tub. Yes, it's a Dastros. That would be amazing. You got to get yourself one of those rise and sit hot tubs, though. You know, kind of like your desk, though, right? You got to make it look really cool. I will do it. I have a hot tub. There you go, Dave Brendan. I just want to see how you fly. I mean, are you gonna be like reaching out to your controls from the hot tub to make it work? Because like I think that would be pretty freaking cool. I would definitely come watch though. Actually, I think it was kind of funny, folks. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I think I gotta show it. I've gotta show it. Oh my gosh. They're okay, folks. I'm gonna show you something here really quick. This actually came from B-Dub. Okay. So B-Dub did a stream. This was, I'm trying to think when exactly this was. I think this was sometime last week, and I remember seeing a clip getting dropped into my Discord. And B-Dub does the stream, and folks, I started dying laughing watching it. I think this is it. Yep, this is it. This is it. Okay, so I'm going to go and play it for you here really quick, folks. You're going to get a freaking laugh and a half out of this. Because the next thing I did is I dropped into B-Dub's Discord, and I said, hey, when's the hot tub stream? You guys are going to laugh your heads off at this. You ready for this? Let's go and do this really quick. I'm going to pull it up here on my other screen. All right, let's go and get this playing really quick here. Let me go and jump over here. Let me pause the music so everyone can actually enjoy and watch this, because you are going to laugh your butts off. I promise you that. Let's go ahead and slow the airplane down a little bit.
You guys might throw up. You guys might throw up here. All right, you ready? There you go. You got the titties for the biddies.
I'll tell you what, you know, Brett, really amazing human being, folks. If you don't watch him, you got to go take a look at Brett, too. He's an amazing streamer, folks. Really love Brett. But yeah, I got a hell of a laugh out of that one. I was just like, that was so freaking good, I'm telling you. It was so freaking good, exactly. All right, folks, let me go ahead and do this here really quick. Exactly, it's a Dastros. I started laughing so darn hard. You clipped that one yourself? That was you that clipped it? I love it. I love it. Yeah, someone dropped it in my Discord, and I was like, that is hilarious. I couldn't believe it actually happened, but yeah, I was just like, that is freaking great. Can't believe that it actually got dropped into my Discord, and I was just like, that's freaking amazing. I was laughing so freaking hard at that. All right, folks, let's go ahead and do this here really quick. Oh, Canesto, hello, my friend. How you doing? Welcome to the Quasi-Guru Twitch channel. We're flying into Princess Juliana here. Welcome back. Hopefully everything's going well with you. Oh, yeah, so you're saying hello to my creepy stalker bot. You know, folks, so actually, who was it? Luke ACL, I think. He sent me he sent a message on my last stream. I think it was on Tuesday. He called my bot Bay. And I'm honestly thinking about creating a new Twitch account called BotBay. I swear, if any of you create that account before I do, we're going to have problems. There we go. That's right, Canesto. Thanks for dropping that shout out for our friend Dave Brendan again. Hold on a second, folks. You know what? Canesto gives out a shout out to Dave Rendon. Can't forget to shout out our friend Canesto too, you know?
Such to see how well I can land this plane here with a mouse yoke, because I have genuinely never done that before.
Folks, let me tell you something about our good friend and moderator Canesto. He's basically a moderator here on like every flight sim channel here on Twitch, and we all love him to death. But you know what, folks? He has a mouse for a yoke. Absolutely amazing flyer though, and he's actually kind of irritated me quite a few times with landing challenges with my own favorite airplane, the CJ4. Okay, he's like blown away my score in Jackson Hole like 1.5 million times, and I'm getting so frustrated because, folks, you think the equipment you buy makes you a better airplane flyer. I'll tell you what, folks, if Canesto could plug a mouse into an Airbus in real life, he could probably fly it and land it. He'd also probably be able to do a barrel roll too, I think. So there's always that too, right? But absolutely, Canesto is absolutely amazing. We all love to have him here in the community. But yeah, folks, remember this too. If you have my emotes too, you can also drop those into the chat to get a sound from my bot. Oh, maybe. I don't hear it playing. What's going on, Streamlabs chatbot? Hold on a second, folks. Let me take a look at Streamlabs chatbot. Oh, hold on. I just figured out the issue. There we go. I had to change one setting because I had to actually reset something. There we go. Alright, folks, 1019 here for the barometer. Gosh, I wish I'd get my mouse out of the way here, the control. There we go, 1019. This all looks good to me. Here we go, folks. We're coming down here into beautiful Princess Juliana. Will be landing here shortly in about 13 minutes or so. I just want to thank you all for flying with Quasi-Guru again today, and we totally appreciate having you on board. So, all right, folks, we got about we're sending at 1,500 feet a minute. We got 12 minutes here to Avaki. So put that in perspective, we could descend 15,000 feet in the next 10 minutes without an issue. So I'm going to slow down the descent rate a little bit here. Down to 1.2, let's call it. Let's see if this works. 1,200 feet be 12,000 feet in 10. That'd be a little bit too slow. Let's go down to 1.3. Perfect. That should work out. And we still got a pretty high airspeed going on, too. Come on, it's June. There is no homework. Really? No homework, finally? Are you finally out of school, Canesto? I can't believe we're actually into June, basically, at this point. We got 2 more days, Canesto. Don't scare me like that. I'm thinking I got bills due right now or something. All right, folks, here we go. Coming down. I'm going to ding the crew here really quick. Let the cabin know to buckle up and get ready for a hard landing, because Canesto, you see what I'm flying? Look at this. Look at this, Canesto. Don't you love it? Ryanair, baby. Ryanair. Flying Ryanair into Princess Juliana. So hopefully we have a nice, how should I put it? Positive hard touchdown there in Princess Juliana. Wait, you didn't exist in 1988, Sogan? Really? Why did I think you were older than that? Because I was born in 88. I was born in 88. I call myself a 90s baby, though. Actually, it was kind of funny. So, roommate and I are watching Rugrats the other day. It was kind of funny because I haven't seen Rugrats in gosh knows how long. I didn't know my roommate ever watched the Rugrats. But watching the Rugrats, it was just kind of cool to actually like rewatch some of my childhood, because that was basically my childhood growing up. All right, folks, here we go. We're coming down into Princess Juliana, looking pretty good here. You can see the island ahead of us here as we make our approach. We're about 60 nautical miles away from Avaki right now, and everything's looking pretty good so far. So we're gonna keep our airspeed up here until we get below 10, and then we'll start backing her on down to 250. You think I existed with my compact laptop and my Model M keyboard, but nope, 90s kid. Really, Sogan? Okay, okay. Adia, hello, how are you, my friend? Who are you asking how old they are? Are you asking Sogan? Are you asking me? Are you asking Canesto? Here we go. Here we go, folks. Almost down here in Princess Juliana. Oh, I'm just excited to be flying again. All right, here we go. This looks good so far. Oh, yeah, so for me, I'm actually 32. 32 going on 33 if I can make it to the 23rd of this next month. So, we'll see. We'll see how I do, you know? Every day is a blessing. Every day that you get on Earth, I think, is a blessing. So, you know, yeah, and absolutely, Dave. Don't forget, everyone, enter in your predictions now for the landing. Exclamation mark predict with the minus there in for the landing. I think Dave did something like a 120 something earlier, even though we're in this beautiful Ryanair livery, and Ryanair is not known for butter landings. But you know what? We're going to try to see what we can do with it. So let's see what happens. Let's see if the airplane actually gives us a break, or if we're going to land it like it's an actual Ryanair airplane, right? So here we go. Here we go. Looking pretty good, though, so far, folks. The descent's looking good here into Princess Juliana. Got about another 8 minutes to go, 1,300 feet a minute. So we're looking at another 8,000 feet down. So, yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. Our descent rate's looking great, actually. Let me go ahead and pull back on our rangefinder here just to see where it thinks we're going to be down at. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's good news. Okay, so my mouse just froze up. Hold on 1 second, folks. Need to unplug it from my computer and plug it back in. This happens occasionally with me. I've never been able to figure that out. I thought it was the sim. I legitimately just thought my sim just locked up, but it was actually my mouse. Waiting for it to come back to life. See if I can get it back in the sim scene at least. Uh-oh. I think that might have froze the sim up, though. Oh, no. What was I thinking? Did I just crash my simulator? I may have just crashed my sim. Hold on a second, folks. Hold on. Is my sim down? We're at 48% CPU usage, 18% on flight sim, 17.9, 17.5, 14%. Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good. Okay, it came back. Ooh. Ooh, that scared me. That scared the crap out of me. Yeah, no, and I think that's what it was. So, yeah, and you know, honestly, I don't know what the issue is. So, it happens occasionally with my mouse where it'll just stop working randomly, and you got to unplug it and plug it back in. But once you do that, it's completely fine again. So I can't figure out exactly what's causing that, but at least the sim did not crash. I was worried that the sim just crashed on me, but I think what was happening is the simulator is trying to figure out what to do with the mouse. So, yeah, no, so I got pretty lucky there, I think. And you know, I've never actually had to unplug my mouse during a stream, so let's see how this turns out, though, here really quick. Everything looks pretty good. There we go. There we go, dropping in that Bad Boys there. There we go. Here we go, folks. Almost here, ready to land. Descent down to Avaki's looking pretty good, too. Let's go ahead and bring up our descent rate just a little bit so we can reach Avaki more at 2,600 feet. So far, this looks pretty good, folks. All right, here we go. Let me make out a quick call out here. Princess Juliana traffic, Ryanair 669er, type CRJ 700, now direct Avaki, 37 nautical miles to the southeast of Avaki. We'll be landing for the visual approach, runway 10, Princess Juliana. All right, folks, here we go. Everything's looking pretty good so far. That's right, there we go. Playing some of those sub sounds. Yeah, you like them? You like them? Telling you. I have some fun with those occasionally. Let's see here really quick. Bring down our descent just a little bit here so we can reach Avaki at more of a appropriate speed and altitude. Landing lights are coming on. This all looks good so far. Landing lights are on. Yeah, I'll tell you what, now everyone's looking at it like, oh wait, there's more sounds to use on the channel. More sounds to use. Here we go. Alright, we're slowing her on down. Let's get her slowed down here for the approach into Princess Juliana. Down to 2,600 feet before Avaki. And like I said, we're just going to go ahead and do the visual approach here for runway 10 into Princess Juliana. And I think, honestly, it's kind of the perfect time to land because I've never done this approach. Actually, let me check flight recorder really quick, make sure I didn't just break it doing that too. I'm going to re-record this, so we're going to start the scene again here. That way we can actually get the landing here in the underflight recorder.
Oh, too good, too good.
Oh yeah, here you go.
We got Quasi on the runway. She gonna come slay. There's no escape, you know. Quasi Guru will talk it to you as she flies through, intercept you. She may be talking about pizza and what to eat up, but she'll defeat ya. She's coming in like Die Hard. The sky's her yard. You'll get a red card. Her feet are loose, but her controls are tight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Dang.
14 AD. Miss 14 AD, everyone. This was back a while ago, but right after I became an affiliate, I think it was like 2 or 3 streams afterwards, she actually made me a rap for my channel, and she dropped it. So I went ahead and I clipped it completely. I threw it in Audacity, threw it into my chat bot, and that way we could actually replay it later on. So that's always kind of a fun one. I always enjoy using that one at least. All right, folks, here we go. We're almost there. About 4 minutes away from landing here at beautiful Princess Juliana. You know, honestly, I don't know. I do know 14AD has been quite busy with work lately, and I do plan on flying with him here again soon. Hopefully this week. I'm kind of killing myself trying to get in some more hours to at least get some bills caught up here really quick and get taken care of. But hopefully I can get in a stream with him this week. I'm definitely going to talk with him and see if he's got Tuesday or Thursday available and see if we can get in a shared cockpit again, because I really love doing shared cockpits. So, especially at 14. 14's, it's so much fun to do shared cockpits with him. Just, it makes the simulator experience so much more enjoyable. All right, here we go. Almost to Avaki. I'm thinking this is right. I hope. Why do I feel like I'm flying so freaking far to the wrong direction here? Am I flying to the right airport even? I'm so confused. TNCM is Princess Juliana, right? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, TNCM is Princess Juliana. Okay, and I did runway 10. I feel like I'm just coming in way too far, but that turn-in should put me in the right... I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about it right now. I think we're good. We're just going to let the airplane fly itself for a minute and get down to 2,600 feet, and then I'm going to go and do the approach here to runway 10, right? So, I mean, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Here we go. Yeah, folks, don't forget to get those predictions in, though, because tonight I will be gifting a sub, more than likely, to the Quasi Guru Twitch channel, and if you do not... if you already have a sub here, you can always, of course, choose a channel of your choosing as well. So make sure that you drop in those predictions. All right, Canesto, I guess you're going to miss the landing, but I totally understand. You got to catch some sleep at some point. So we totally understand, but we will see you in the next one, my friend. Thank you so much for joining in and saying hello. Oh, wait. Princess Juliana's way the heck over here. That's right. Okay, so I was looking at the wrong island initially. That is definitely the wrong island. This is the island over here that we need to be looking at, over there where that HGM 100X35's at. So, all right, folks, we're almost down to Avaki here at 2,600 feet, and then, like I said, we'll be turning in towards runway 10. At that point, we'll go ahead and do the visual for runway 10 here into Princess Juliana. Oh, that's so sad, Alex Werner. So sorry that you are no longer a part of the Quasi Guru Twitch channel. So let's go ahead and take care of you. There we go. Perfect. All right, perfect. Here we go. Yeah, don't need any of those chat viewer bot things. You know, I think we can do that on our own here. All right, folks, here we go. Almost down here in Princess Juliana. Should I turn the lights? I think I should turn the lights up a little bit here, just so that we can actually get the better effect of the people at least coming in for the landing. Let's see how this turns out. Avaki at 2,600. This actually looks pretty good so far. Everything's looking pretty stable here on the approach, and I do have the field in sight. We're currently 21 nautical miles away from Princess Juliana before we land. And once again, everybody, I'd like to thank you for flying with Ryanair Flight 669 nonstop on a CRJ 700 from Caraco over to Princess Juliana. Once again, thank you guys so much for the predictions. Thank you so much, Luke ACL, for predicting 1, 2, 3. But you may need to change that because Dave Rendon did 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, 4 for our friend Luke. And let's see how this turns out, folks. All right, here we go. About to land. Everything looks good so far. Down to 2,600 feet at Avaki, and we'll be turning in here soon. Awesome. Awesome! It's turned out well. Yeah, absolutely. Price is right, exactly. $1. $1, Bob. I'll take that for $1. You know, it was actually one of my favorite TV shows growing up was The Price is Right. I absolutely loved watching The Price is Right. Just so much fun. All right, here we go. We'll be turning in towards the runway here shortly. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Look at this flight, folks. Look at this Ryanair juicy CRJ 700 livery as we come in to land at Princess Juliana. Just looking beautiful as always. Let's go ahead and do this really quick. Trying to get my views reset. There we go. Here we go, folks. There's the runway ahead of us, it looks like. We'll be turning in here soon for landing. Left wing view here. I'll wait till we turn in, and then I'll go ahead and actually take over the airplane. Or try to, at least. Try to learn how to take it over, right? So, you know, Dave, so there's ways to do it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually using, I think, what's called... I'm trying to think what these are. These are actually default views. These are showcase views here for the CRJ. So these are showcase views where you can actually rotate through using the A key, I believe. It's honestly so much easier, though, in the sim just to do it in a different method that actually doesn't involve doing what I'm doing, though. Here we go. We're turning in here now for the landing. All right, let's go ahead and call out here really quick. Bring in our range here. Princess Juliana traffic. Ryanair 669er type CRJ 700 on the visual approach for runway 10, 10 mile final. Princess Juliana. All right, folks, here we go. Everything looks pretty good here. Everything is good. Landing lights are on. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take care of cross fuel flow override over to manual, and we'll turn on continuous ignition in case we have a stall out happen. That way we don't lose our engines coming down. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get ready for landing. Autopilot's coming disconnected. My airplane. Oh, and we're dropping in a Togo already? Oh, no. Here we go. Let's get her slowed down. Pull back the power. 10 mile final. Let's go ahead and back her on down, folks. I'm getting really close to this airport runway. Let's go flaps 20. A little bit high. We need to get down. Definitely need to get down. Come on, baby. Come on. Here we go. Trying to get her down a little bit more. Flaps 35. Get a little bit of speed brake out here. Try to get our airspeed down here. Get our descent rate down a little bit more too. Now let's go ahead and make sure landing gear is coming down. Speed brake's coming off. Going to do a little bit of free descent here as we come in for the landing. Flaps 45. All right, let's go ahead and set our performance here for our V speeds, and it looks like VREF's at 129 today. All right, folks, let's see if we can make this a Ryanair landing, right? Abby, hello, my friend. How are you doing? Hopefully everything's going well for you, and we are coming into beautiful Princess Juliana here for a landing. Kind of excited because it's been, like I said, a long week for me, and I've just not been very satisfied with the little money I've been making. But with that being said, though, I am really glad to be back, at least streaming for a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to have another one of those weeks where I'm not going to be streaming very much. Mainly just trying to get, caught up on some bills, get some things taken care of. But luckily, I'll say this. So far, our car's been holding up, even though it really shouldn't be at this point. I've been having so many freaking problems with that stupid car of mine. All right, let's go ahead and do this here really quick. Coming into Princess Juliana. Poppy lights aren't completely happy yet, but we're getting there. We're getting close. Let's go ahead and get our pitch correct here. Get my trim set for landing. Getting her trimmed up just a little bit more. So far, looking pretty good here. Want to get the airspeed a little bit higher here for landing. 129's VREF. There we go. Poppy lights are happy. Poppy, poppy, poppy. There we go. Heck yeah, here we go. Iowa Scotsman, hello, my friend. How are you doing? We're landing here in Princess Juliana. Folks, drop in your predictions as quick as you can. Whoever wins today's prediction for landing rate will be getting a subscription to the Quasi-Guru Twitch channel, or a channel of their choosing. Or if you would like to, you can always give away that subscription to somebody else for the Quasi-Guru Twitch channel. So here we go, folks. We're coming down for a landing. This looks pretty good. Oh, Louie, you gotta leave right before the landing, huh? We're almost on the ground, Louie. Almost on the ground, but I understand. You have a good rest of your day, okay, Louie? Take care. Here we go. All right, folks, we're stable. Definitely a little bit higher than I wanted to be for the beachgoers, but we'll make it work. Look at this beautiful freaking scenery, folks. Oh my gosh, this is the smoothest frame rate I've ever had with the CRJ coming into Princess Juliana. I am so excited right now. I'm not even gonna lie, this is awesome. I'm so freaking excited right now. Here we go. And we're down. 152 feet a minute. Oh, come on, baby. Slow down, slow down. There we go. We are down, folks. We are down. Forgot to arm the reversers. That was a mistake. Whoops. That's okay. Better late than never. There we go. Got the reversers out now officially. Alright, here we go, folks. Let's go and make a quick call out here. Princess Juliana traffic. Ryanair 669er type CRJ 700 will be back taxiing runway 10 to the terminal. Princess Juliana. I'll tell you what, there was definitely not very much flare on that landing. I'm not going to lie. Did not flare very much on that landing.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
Yeah, Iowa Scotsman just got in here not too long ago. Let's clean up the flaps here really quick. Flaps are looking good. They're coming up. We'll go get our taxi lights on here in a minute. So far, so good, though. Didn't do too bad on the landing. Like I said, there wasn't really much flare, though. I don't even know if I flared at all, to be honest. I think I missed it at the last moment. I'm actually kind of shocked. I normally do really well with this plane, but I think it's the Ryanair livery, folks, that just said no to me today. We'll ignore this person on the runway. They're not on bat sim right now anyway, so. All right, let's go and turn in right here. Let's go and pull up my Navigraph charts just to make sure we got which runway we're pulling off of. 10. I know we're off of 10, but I need to know which taxiway that is. Open charts list, and let's take a look at my taxi chart. Airport information. Let's go and mark myself here. I think this is Echo. It could not connect to simulator. I don't know if the SimConnect's having an issue. I think this is Echo, or this is Delta. This is Delta, okay. Princess Juliana traffic. Ryanair 669er type CRJ 700. Clear runway 10 at Delta, taxiing to ramp. Princess Juliana. All right, folks, here we go. Let's go ahead and get the taxi out done, and we're clear of the runway, so let's go ahead and change our lights around here really quick. Left and right landing lights are coming off, taxi lights coming on, strobe light is coming off, and we are good. The bacon light's already on, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and get taxied up here to the terminal, and let's get her parked really quick. Yeah, exactly, on the nose. Pretty sure that was on the nose, actually. It's been one of those days, though, you know? I've never actually landed this one this hard, but I think part of it is, so in the update, they did do some different changes to the flight dynamics of the airplane, and I really haven't flown it that much this week, so I'm trying to relearn the airplane in a way. I know it might sound like an excuse, but it's the truth. Really is the truth. All right, folks, let's go and just taxi on over here to the terminal, to the ramp, and then we will go ahead and replay that landing here shortly for everybody so everyone can see the terrible job I did putting it down. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get parked here really quick, and we'll get ready to replay this landing. All right, here we go. Everything looks pretty good so far, and we will come to a stop. There we go. Parking brakes on, and let's go ahead and take a look at our replay. Stop recording, and let's go ahead and replay this landing here really quick from a few different views. Let's start off with a nice wing view coming down, so we'll go ahead and hit the replay button. And let me go ahead and pause it here so I can actually get us a little bit closer to the runway. There we go. Let's try this. There we go. Now, folks, the landing gear coming down when it is, so that's just Flight Recorder doing its thing. Flight Recorder almost has to catch up with whatever settings you've got set up. Same thing with flaps, too. Like, I have to manually mimic those to actually get them set right. So, if it doesn't look right, it's probably because Flight Recorder doesn't have that variable set for the CRJ yet. So, let's watch this landing from the right wing here coming down. I almost feel like we landed on the nose. That or I just flared way, way late and I didn't notice it. I almost feel like I wasn't getting my callouts, though. Like, that or I just wasn't hearing them. But either way, though, we'll go and watch the landing here really quick. It wasn't too terrible, but I am a Scotsman, as promised, though. I will go ahead and give you a sub here to the Quasi Twitch channel. There we go. Enjoy the emotes, my friend, and you can always drop those into the chat, and it's automatic sound redemption.
Subscribe to our CJ Quasi Guru Twitch channel. Welcome, enjoy all of the content.
Perfect. So far, this looks good, though. The approach looked really good. I'm just really thrown off by what the heck made me land so aggressively. Like, I almost feel like I wasn't paying attention to something when I was landing, but I don't know. Like I said, it could be the Ryanair livery. That's what it is. It's a cursed livery to fly on a CRJ, right? Just a cursed airline in general. Let's go ahead and watch it from the wing view, and then we'll go ahead and watch it from the inside view too. See how it turned out. Like I said, I did forget to arm reversers before I landed, but you know, that happens, so no big deal. Here we go, coming down. Did I actually put it down on the nose? I can't figure this part out. Gosh, look at this freaking scenery, though. And this is the smoothest I've ever come into Princess Juliana, too. Just, the FPS was freaking amazing. When I was flaring, okay, here was a flare. There was a flare. Look, I was flaring. Oh, look at that. I was flared. I did not come down on the nose. It was not the nose. I did not come down on the nose at all. Oh, that's exciting. You know what that means? I didn't come down on the nose. And actually, that was a brilliant landing when you think about it, because oh my gosh, that actually turned out better than I thought it did. Let's go and rewatch that now from the left wing view. And then we'll watch it one more time from the runway view, I think. Pause that really quick. Let's bring it over to here. Resume. And that was the thing. I was Scotsman. I thought for a minute I didn't flare it, and I was like, I've never not flared this airplane. I've always flared this airplane. Right? Let's watch it from the left wing view. Actually, should we watch it from the right, though? Because the right's the more pretty side, right? Let's go and do this really quick. Let's watch it from the right wing view instead. Oh, crap. I just cycled through it. Left. There we go. Right. Here we go. Here's the right wing view. Like I said, Flight Recorder's obviously not catching the new CRJ's modeling for the flaps, so no big deal. I'm gonna actually look that up really quick, see if Flight Recorder did an update though recently, because I don't think they have. I know I got 16.1, which was the latest at least. Yeah, 16.1 is the latest. It was released 11 days ago. Yeah, I personally think the right side's more pretty coming down. Like I said, we'll watch this again from the runway view, or maybe we could watch it from the beach view. How about we do it from the beach view, folks? Because that's what everyone comes here for, is watching the airplanes coming in, right? And mind you, I didn't make the approach too low either, so it's not going to look too crazy for the beachgoers. They would definitely not have gotten blown over on this approach. But yeah, we were very stable on the approach, so the approach was actually looking pretty freaking good. I was pretty impressed with how well it actually turned out. And let's see here really quick. Iowa Scotsman, we gave him a sub. Let's see here. Who else do we need to give a sub to today? I haven't been giving out subs lately, but I would like to give out some more subs. Let's see here. We got Louie needs one. Tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and give one to Louie. Let's give one to Louie here really quick, because he is without a sub right now.
100.
Look at that beautiful freaking scenery. Woo! I'll tell you what, it looks so good.
20.
So good. Here we go. And down on the touchdown zone. Such a good landing, folks. That turned out really well. That was smooth as glass, I'm telling you. It just looked so freaking good coming down. Let's go ahead and do one more replay here. We'll do it from the beach viewer. Go. And we'll just enjoy it from there. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. There we go. We got MSEP, Louis resubscribed, and we also got Iowa Scotsman subscribed. Awesome. All right, folks, let's go and watch this one more time here. I'm going to go and pull up my drone camera. Let's do external. Let's do... Where is my drone camera? I gotta figure this out again. Ah, here we go. There's drone camera. I just need to go and turn off camera following really quick. Let's do camera following, drone follow mode off. We're going to come on down here, get the camera repositioned, and we'll speed up the camera so I can get down the runway here and replay this flight one more time coming in here into beautiful Princess Juliana. I was really excited about this flight. I'm glad this flight turned out this well. Look at this, folks. We still got the people on the beach even this time of day. Let's go and back off the time a little bit further though so we can actually get just a little bit better view of the beach here as we do this last landing coming down into Princess Juliana. Absolutely amazing here, folks. Let's go ahead and do this as if we were a spectator here watching a beautiful Ryanair CRJ come in for a landing, right? Actually, I need to slow down my drone rotation speed. Yikes. Okay, hold on one second, folks. I know this is nuts. Give me a second. We'll get it slowed down some here. Slow down the drone rotation speed just a little bit. I really need to like sign this to a controller instead, I'm telling you. Let's see here really quick. Let's do where's my controller settings? Let's see here. Drone rotation speed. There we go. That's drone rotation speed. I need drone speed. There we go. 4%. Alright, folks, let's watch this one more time here coming into beautiful Princess Juliana here. Let's go ahead and replay the landing one more time for everybody so everyone can get a view of that beautiful landing. And we'll go ahead and drop her in here. All right, folks, here you go. Right here you can see the green and red lights as well as the strobe light there on the CRJ as we come in for a landing here coming into Princess Juliana. What's good, folks? I want to thank you all for joining in with me today as we flew in from Caraco. I know it was a last-minute stream, and I appreciate you all for joining in. All of you that could join in. It was a total blast. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. And once again, folks, thank you guys so much. It really means the world to me that you were here flying with me, and well, flying with me or just actually being here with me, right? Like that's a big deal to me. It is. I think it's a lot of fun. But here we go, folks. We're coming in here into Princess Juliana officially for the last time. With that said, I'm gonna go and give out some shout-outs here really quick too. So. It looks like I have gifted 2 subs to the channel tonight, 1 to Louis and 1 to Iowa Scotsman. Thank you guys so much for joining in. We've also got, let's see here, I think that was it for this stream. But we did have royalty join us tonight. Sim Caesar came in, so it was always kind of cool to have royalty of the flight simulator community come join us. And we're just gonna look around here, folks, as we're coming into land. Just look at the beautiful job they did here at TNCM. Just absolutely gorgeous, folks. And here we go. Here comes the CRJ in for a landing. I'm going to go ahead and just rotate out a little bit so everyone can see the beachgoers waving my airplane here as we come in for a landing here at Princess Juliana. Take a look at this. Ready for this? Here's the CRJ, folks. Here it is. You ready? You ready? Here she comes. Here she comes. Watch this landing, folks. It's like breaking glass, right? Look at this. Look at that. And we are down, folks. We are down there at the touchdown zone. Absolutely beautiful landing, folks. With that said, folks, I'm going to replay it one more time. But with that said, I'm going to actually go and do it as our outro. With that being said, let's go ahead and give somebody a quick raid here. Let's go give somebody some love and show them that we appreciate them, that we support them. If you do actually have the Quasi Guru emotes, feel free to drop those in as well for the raid. I think what we're going to do, though, is, folks, let's go ahead and give... Let's see here really quick. Who's all online right now? Here we go. You know what? So I see somebody with not very many people. Let me take a look really quick and see what they're doing here. See if they got a webcam set up or anything like that. They do not. That's okay, though. We'll go look for somebody else. All right, folks. He doesn't have a webcam. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to go give Arctic Turn a raid tonight. And folks, though, if you don't know Arctic Turn, go take a look at his channel. Stay along for the raid, too. I'm going to go ahead and give Arctic Turn a raid here really quick. Here we go. Raid Arctic Turn. Like I said, we'll watch this. Wait a second. That is the wrong Arctic Turn. Arctic Turn. Let's try that. All right, folks, we're going to do one more landing replay, and that will be it for tonight. Thank you once so much for joining in, and hopefully you all have a good, fantastic rest of your night, and thank you again.